Today we're going to look at adding architectural dimensions to a drawing. So the first thing that we want to take a look at is I just did a quick basic house, doesn't have a lot of detail. I did add a window and a door and this little bump out so that we can practice dimensioning. So if I was just going to come up here and do my linear dimensions, I'm only going to get the standard default for any CAD drawing. So I need to come in here to annotation and I need to modify my dimensions. The first thing that you want to modify is make sure that you have architectural tick selected. The default would be a closed fill area arrow. So that would be for all your mechanical drawings. So make sure it's architectural tick. The next thing that you want to do is make sure you have selected text alignment aligned with the dimensions, because the default would be horizontal, where every dimension stays horizontal. But in architectural drawings, you align everything with your dimension line. The next thing that you want to do is, instead of having use overall scale to 1.000, you want to scale dimensions to your layout and select annotative. Okay. And then our primary units, you'll want to change to architectural. The default most likely is decimal. And last but certainly not least, you want to take your zero suppression and uncheck the 0 inches, and that'll give the inches after your foot number. So let's go ahead and select OK. So select OK. So now I come in and I do a linear measurement here. But notice we still can't see the text here, or we can't see the text, but it is an architectural format. There's our feet and our inches, and we have our architectural tick lines at the end here versus our arrow. That is because we have this set to annotative based off of our drawing layout, and this is a one-to-one layout. So we want to come down to this little menu down here, this little drop-down arrow. And when you're doing architectural drawings, you're typically doing a 1/4 inch equals 1 foot, unless you're doing detailed drawings. But your overall typical is 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. So let's go ahead and make that change. Let's erase here. And now let's add our linear dimension. So see the difference that you've now created. So you have your foot and your inches, and it's an architectural style, and you can actually read the dimensions. So let's go ahead and go around and see what we're supposed to do next. So when you're doing measurements for a house, unlike mechanical drawings where we're like, don't over dimension, you literally dimension everything on an architectural print. Every view, every side, every component. So we'll actually start from our corner here, and you dimension to your middle of your windows, unless it's in a basement, or if you have a house made of masonry or cinder blocks, then it's actually measured to the edge of the window, but otherwise it's measured to the middle. And then again, we select and we'll do our next drawing here to our end here. So we do place all of this dimensions. Notice we have them embedded inside the overall length of the house here. So let's go ahead and do this side of the house as well. And again, we're going to start from corner to corner and draw. You want to pull this out about the same distance that you have your drawing up here, because we want to keep everything consistent. I know we're not doing manual drawings, so we're not going in and having to measure exactly, but we do want to get fairly close here. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Now we need to be to the middle of our window or our door here. So one thing you may need to do, if you need a little reference line, you can draw a little line there. There we go. And then use that as your reference for your midpoint. There, snap into the mid, bring it up. And then I'm just going to erase that so I don't forget to erase it. And then again, our dimension line to our first corner here, line it up. And literally, again, we're measuring everything. We only do to the middle of windows and doors, but then we have to make sure that we're measuring each individual component of that house. And then we'll go ahead and hop to the other side here. And then we have our overall measurement. So see how we have that overall measurement, and then we would also add this linear dimension here as well. And just a couple things. Notice when I select this corner first, my dimension goes to the left-hand side. If I select this corner first, my dimension goes to the right-hand side. And I need to pull this out here. Now, one thing I want to show you is when I selected this corner, I now have removed, see how there's always that break? Because my extension line is actually pulling off of this corner. So we need to make sure we're pulling that back here and dimensioning off of that corner. And then our last side, from corner to corner. And this is how you dimension a architectural print.